Okay. Hey guys, Ewok Place here, and today I am joined by Kevin. You are only one here. It's not anybody else, unfortunately. Um, but we have a lot of things because this hasn't been on the podcast for a while. Um, let's get into some top news. How was your day today? I don't know.
Who, me?
Yeah. Who else would I be talking to?
I don't know, the live people. It was pretty good. Saw
All right.
you having
Mm-hmm.
it Savory. It was fun.
So obviously baseball free agency, that's right around the corner, or it's actually happening right now. We'll talk about that later in the video. But first, let's get into this top news. Steelers, Devin Bush, he posted on Instagram or Twitter, I don't remember. He said, if you're a grown man and you got TikTok on your phone, stay TF around for me or whatever.
Yeah, we're
And then
still
he's
family
like,
there.
yeah, he's like, and then he was like, see all these content creators with no more than 400 views. No, you were a bored MFer. And then all the Steelers players who have TikTok that I could find: AJ Johnson, Deontay Johnson, Jalen Samuels, Ray McLeod, Chase Claypool, Juju Smith-Schuster, Benny Snell, Alex Highsmith. So he's not gonna have a rest. He's not gonna have a very friendly next couple years there if he keeps saying stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not the right team to say that to, considering
Yeah.
Steelers are the TikTok team.
Yeah.
That seems like it was forever ago that happened.
Yes, that was on July 1st. Oh, do you mean
Almost a
like
month ago. Wow.
the TikTok stuff or the
No,
Chase
the
Claypool stuff?
comment.
Oh
The
yeah, no.
comment.
I told you that's been I
From
started
Devin Bush.
keeping this list. It's been a while. Yankees trade for Tim LaCastro, who has since been put on the injured list. Cowboys will be the
I heard that
Hard
they might
Knocks
be
team.
getting Gallo, too.
Sorry, what?
I heard that they were getting
Gallo?
Gallo, too, from
Yeah.
that.
Shh. They're gonna get him. Cowboys will be on the Hard Knocks team. Dak he needs surgery on his shoulder, so that sucks. Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer placed on administration leave by MLB following assault allegations. Nobody wants him back, apparently. None of the Dodger teammates want Trevor Bauer back, which is interesting. I don't know how that locker room's like, but former wide receiver Josh Gordon has submitted a reinstatement letter to Roger Goodell. I was the biggest
How many
supporter of
times has
Josh
that
Gordon.
happened?
I know. I was the biggest supporter after the Browns was like, okay, I'll give you a year to get your stuff together. And he never came back to the way he was. I always thought he would be really good, but he did nothing.
I feel like every year it seems like
I
he
know.
gets
On and
reinstated.
off.
He's in the league for like 7 weeks, and then he announces his retirement or says he's just going out for a little while. And then at the off season, he announces or he goes for reinstatement again. He's back. Then
Right.
it's just a whole situation with him.
Tom Brady's rejection. It is believed that the Raiders. No, wait, hold on. Not that. That's been Tom Brady's rejection. There was a team that Tom Brady was rejected, and they said that they were going to go over with their team quarterback instead of Tom Brady. It's not the Raiders. I think it's going to be. I think it was. It hasn't been released yet, but there's been a lot of things up in the air. What team do you think that Tom Brady was going to go to, and then they decided to keep their quarterback instead? Did you hear about that?
I know I remembered hearing about that. I honestly have no idea what team it could have been.
I think it was either the Patriots, either the Patriots or the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins was the most likely one.
I could see it happening there.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. Catcher Wellington Castillo retires. He got a new baseball card in MLB The Show. With Jeff Bezos stepping down at a net worth of $200 billion, he could buy every NFL, NHL, and NBA franchise and still have money left over. I thought that was interesting.
I was going to say it's kind of random, but fun fact right there.
Yeah, fun fact. He can't buy the he can't buy the MLB teams, apparently. They're too expensive. Wide receiver N'Keal Harry has requested a trade. That was some while ago. Nothing has happened on him. Pitcher Daisuke Matsuzaka to retire after the Chinese season.
Sounded like you tried really hard to pronounce his name right.
I think I did. Daisuke Matsuzaka. He was a Red Sox pitcher. Do you remember him?
I honestly
Red Sox
don't.
pitcher.
Surprisingly.
Manager Don Mattingly to return to the Marlins for his 7th season. That was been confirmed. This was before I wrote this down before the Home Run Derby finalists or finals and stuff. But Home Run Derby finalists revealed. Pitcher / DH Shohei Ohtani has never taken batting practice on the field with the Angels all year, which is unbelievable. And he still hits bombs. Ronald Acuna out for the year with an injury, which sucks for the Braves. They've been going in. They got Jock Peterson to help out in the outfield, but that's not going to do much for Acuna. How big of a loss is that to the Braves, Kevin?
I think it's a pretty big loss. He is, I think, their best player, but either he or Freeman, I'm sure, would be considered to be their best player.
Oh, no, it's definitely Acuna. There's no way it's not Acuna.
A huge hit for a team trying to get in for the wild card.
True, they were doing.
Good.
Yeah, they've been doing good, but hey, they're out. They're out for the year. They should have just sold everybody and went and been done with it. Fullback Roosevelt Nix retires. He was a Steelers fullback. Do you remember him? He was on the Colts for a couple years.
Familiar.
Yeah. Free agent Richard Sherman has been arrested for burglary and domestic violence. Also linked to a hit and run. What?
Did you see the video on it of him banging?
No. There's a video?
Yeah.
All right. Do you see the private chat? Oh yeah. Just do that. I didn't see the video, man. While you do that, I'll do the rest.
You want me to do it right?
No, it's fine. QB Dwayne Haskins involved in domestic violence incident with his wife.
Shocker.
Did you hear about that? What happened there?
I did not hear about that, but it doesn't surprise me. He's had a lot of off-the-field issues in his.
They just got married too. It's only been a couple weeks before.
I thought I heard he had recently been married.
Yeah, I heard that they were renewing vows and something happened, but yeah, that's a little rough. Crazy people. Hall of Fame tight end Tony Gonzalez is leaving Fox to pursue an acting career. That's gonna be interesting. What movie do you want to see Tony Gonzalez in, Kevin?
I really don't know.
G.I. Joe, Tony Gonzalez. He's probably gonna be in some stupid buddy movie where there's like a
I'm sure he'll be in some sort of comedy movie.
Comedy, yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide receiver Ted Ginn Jr. is announcing retirement. he has been all over the place these last couple of years. But he was a really good kick returner, man.
Yeah, I like.
He was probably one of the
I remember
best.
him.
Probably one of the best punt returners. I think I got him for like fantasy one year, and he did absolutely nothing, and I got really upset. Former outfielder Drew Robinson is announcing retirement. Who was that? Do you know? Drew Robinson.
I'm not sure who Drew Robinson is.
I don't know
Do you?
either. It's important, but I have no idea who that is.
Keep putting me on the spot here, Evan.
Yeah. Middle linebacker Fred Warner agrees on a 5-year extension. Darius Leonard is next, most likely. But who do you think the best middle linebacker in the league? Do you think Fred Warner deserved the contract, or I don't know? He's now the highest paid middle linebacker. So do you think he's the best middle linebacker in the league?
I feel like there's a few names who are all kind of in that range. I feel like there's not one person who's just
all right. Well,
so much better than everyone else. I would definitely say that he's one of the best. Probably,
who
I could say the best. Are we talking just middle linebacker?
Yeah, just
middle linebackers? Okay.
Just middle linebacker, yeah.
I was thinking of a lot of outside linebackers. Is DeForest Buckner, is he an outside or is he a middle?
No, he's a D tackle.
Okay. that's not a good look there. I said his name because he used to be on the 49ers, and I know that the 49ers defense has just been so solid, including the extension you're talking about here. I don't know. I'm thinking of a lot of outside linebackers. Should have just said yes.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'd like to ask you who you would think.
Bobby Wagner is always a good one.
That's so easy.
Yeah, well, this website that I'm looking up right now, it has Fred Warner at number 2.
Oh, yeah.
I
want everyone
Bobby
to know
Wagner.
that I'm not using any websites. I just pure.
Actually, I was thinking of Bobby Wagner on my own, by the way. Bobby Wagner, Fred Warner, Eric Kendricks, which is a stud, by the way. He's probably number 2. Levante David, Demario Davis, Darius Leonard, Deion Jones, Roquan Smith. Just to name a few. Anyway, quick segue. Back to the main stuff. Aaron Rodgers most likely to sign an extension with Green Bay. After all the stuff he put us through, I definitely thought he was going to Denver. I was wrong.
I always thought he was staying in Green Bay. I think we actually talked about that on a recent podcast.
Yeah, we did. You're probably right. I just didn't see it, man.
I didn't see anything.
Yeah, he was either. I thought he was gonna either. In my mind there was no way he was going back to Green Bay, but I guess I was wrong.
I mean, he's got Devontae Adams on the team, and I mean he's been with them for so long. I figured he'd just toughen it out and show up. I figured Green Bay, considering he was the MVP last year, would do everything they could to keep him, give them.
I mean, they kind of did.
They did, yeah.
Oh no, but they didn't. Kind of. All right. We have still a lot more. Home run derby: Ohtani, Alonso, Story, Mancini, Perez, Olsen, Gallo, Soto. Of course, Alonso won. Mancini came in second. That was very great performance by Trey Mancini. I thought he was going to go all the way, man. I thought for sure that he was going to go all the way, but he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I was the
hometown
pick, he was my pick from the start, and
he was definitely not. Ohtani was mine. My bracket busted as soon as he lost. Go ahead.
I thought maybe he could pull it out, but Pete Alonso was just on fire. Once he hit like 7 straight, I was like, okay, it's over.
Sorry, I'm back. Oh. All right, I think we're back. Hello?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there with you. You froze.
Yeah. My Wi-Fi just cut out. We're good now. Go back to Mancini and your 20 home runs when he put up 20 home runs. That's the last time I heard.
22 home runs.
22 home runs.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he had a chance, but Pete Alonso was just on fire.
And he wasn't even slowing down. You could see he's a little bit worried, but he just kept going, man. All-star teams finalized. Nobody of note except for Mullins, who got should have been base hit, but an error. Did not like that.
He got a base hit later in the game, didn't he? Or did he walk?
No,
I know he got
he
on
was...
and scored.
No, that was an error, and that's how he got on.
They called that an error?
Upsetting. Yeah, they called it a base hit at first, and then they called it an error. That was definitely a base hit. He could have definitely legged it out. There's no way that the throw would have beaten him. I don't know. MLB draft has happened. That was a while ago. But Pittsburgh, they drafted Henry Davis as the first pick. He's a catcher. Do you think he should have been first? Do you think Jack Leiter should have been first? What do you think?
It's too early to tell.
Sure.
There were a few guys at the very top who were good, consistent number one pick. The guy that the Diamondbacks got right before us, I'm blanking on his name.
No, they're
another
after.
guy. He was as first.
Jordan
Who was right
Lawler?
before us?
Boston. I know.
No,
As soon
Lawler
as
was
Boston picked Marcelo Mayer, I lost it. I was so close. We were so close to getting the shortstop that we need.
Yeah,
but sure, we pick an outfielder for some reason.
I thought we were gonna get the guy the Red Sox got.
I know. I was
D-backs, but the Red Sox got the guy I wanted one early. I thought he could have been the number one overall pick in the draft.
Yeah, that's what I
like
thought it
said,
was.
Lawler was the top pitcher in the draft, in my opinion.
Later went too.
Later. The other Vanderbilt guy sounds like he's a little bit more of a question mark, but
what's
sounds
his name?
like he's got a lot of potential.
Kumar Rocker.
Yeah. I wouldn't have picked him one for sure.
What about Colton Cowher?
Catcher,
What about Colton Cowher?
That was our pick. Well,
sorry, what?
It's a little bit early to tell, but the initial thought was not yes.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as I saw it, I was like, no, why do we have another outfielder?
Looked like we went under slot in the first round again.
We could have gotten a shortstop. There's so many shortstops on the board. Jordan Lawler. I thought we were gonna get
there was some guy from NC State.
Khalil Watson.
Or some
I don't know.
Yeah, Watson.
Was it Watson?
That's who I was thinking of.
There was like so many shortstops on the board, but we didn't take any of them. We took an outfielder. I don't know.
We took a lot of outfielders that draft.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more in the video later in the video. Terps news. Only thing I got. Pablo D'Zuba has signed as a. Is that a player? I think so. I don't know. Kevin, any more Terps news?
There really is not much Terps news. I think last time we announced that or talked about how Wiggins was leaving and that Ayala was staying. I think that was already talked about. There's really nothing new. Heart of the offseason for the Terps.
Okay. We're going to shift to Ravens news. All right. Many are saying that Daniel Jones is faster than Lamar Jackson. What do you think about that, Kevin?
I think that is very untrue. and then couldn't even score on an open field.
Yeah, that's what the tweet literally did. The tweet was, many are saying that Daniel Jones is faster than Lamar Jackson, and then below it, it had the clip of where Daniel Jones was running and this is tripped. There's no way that he's faster than Lamar.
Yeah, no. Not even close.
Start, sit, cut. Brian Dawkins, Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu.
I saw this on Instagram.
That's where I got it from.
I would. Could you repeat the? It's
Yep.
start one, bench one, cut one.
Yep.
I would start Ed Reed, bench Dawkins, and cut Palomalo. I don't know. It's three really, really talented people.
I would cut Dawkins and sit Palomalo. I don't know. I think Palomalo is just better for some reason. I think Palomalo is more of a. Wait. Yeah, no. Palomalo is a.
I think part of it is. I think part of it is because he was a Steeler, did some damage to the Ravens. So
he's more of a linebacker than a safety, I would say.
I would definitely agree with that.
But Brian Dawkins and Ed Reed, I think, are free safeties, and I think Palomalo is a strong safety. I don't remember, but I don't know.
I've seen interception videos for both of
them. Justin Houston is leaning towards a deal with Baltimore. This was on July 5th. Don't know if that's still the case. Would you take it, Justin Houston?
Honestly, I think he's on the older side. I wouldn't be upset with the pick, but hearing about Chandler Jones seems a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, I didn't hear that news. Where did that news come from? What did it say? I saw somebody talking about it. Yeah, I saw somebody talking about it, but I didn't see it anywhere.
I heard he requested a trade out of Arizona, and he could be. I don't know if the Ravens have said anything about the.
Oh, so has it been reported that the Ravens are interested?
I'm not sure if the Ravens are interested. I'm sure that they are because linebacker's a big need, but I know that I heard Chandler Jones requested a trade.
Yeah, that's all I heard. I didn't know because somebody else posted that Chandler Jones might be coming to Baltimore, and I was like, where did you find that news? I only heard that he was.
But Justin Houston is a great player still, so I'd be happy if we got him for the right price.
We do need edge help. I think he will benefit our needs on the defensive side. Wide receiver Brashad Perriman named as the worst draft pick since 2006 by PFF Sports. I definitely agree with this.
I mean, I agree with it in a way. I think that a lot of first-round draft picks, like, for example, the Tennessee Titans first-round draft pick lineman, like a year or two ago, Isaiah Wilson, who's no longer on a team. And at least Perryman lasted a few years. This guy out in like a year or two. True. I definitely think Perryman was a bust, but I feel like there's a lot of busts.
I agree. Defensive tackle Brandon Williams named as chopping block option by CBS Sports. What do you think about that?
Brandon Williams is a beast. Great run stuffer.
If we don't have, I'm telling you, if we don't have Brandon Williams or Jimmy Smith on our team, then we're losing every game.
Every game, wow. Even to the Bengals.
I mean, some teams. We're losing to the Titans every time. Brandon Williams stops the run. That's his job. He's the, what's it called? Brick? He's at the center of our defense. Jimmy Smith. He locks down corners and you don't even see him on the screen because he's just that good. And that's why we gave him the extension. If we were to cut somebody to save some cap room, who would it be, Kevin?
Maybe, I don't know if this would be a popular pick or not. I'd say, just without giving it too much thought, Marcus Peters, just because he gets a lot of interceptions, but he also gives up big plays a lot. So paying him all that money, giving up an occasional big play.
That is true. I mean, it all depends on if what's his name is health. We do have Young. Yeah, we do have cornerbacks as well. I like that. Kevin. He's just Marcus Peters isn't as good as he was. Quarterback Lamar Jackson predictions by PFF in 2021 season. 3,790 passing yards, 1,004 rushing yards, and 29 touchdowns. What do you think?
I think he's going to have a really good season, honestly.
I agree.
His receivers have gotten a lot better. His line has gotten a lot better.
Well, if he ever comes back from COVID,
all he needs to do is
stay healthy.
He will, though. Yeah, if he stays healthy, I think all the pieces are in place for him to have a great year.
I think he'll have more passing yards and less rushing yards. I think he'll have 1,000 rushing yards and 3,900 passing yards.
Yeah, I think he's going to have more passing yards this year.
Yeah. Wide receiver Marquise Brown awarded key to the city of hometown. I don't know where he lives, but I just found that interesting. Florida. I was like, okay, probably.
He lives in Hollywood, Florida.
Oh. Running back. Oh, is that why you got the nickname?
Yeah, he's from Hollywood, Florida.
Oh, I had no idea. I thought it's just like Hollywood because he was good in football or whatever. Running back J.K. Dobbins to be featured more in the passing game. This is something I've begged the Ravens to do. At least not on here, but I've seen a lot. If we can get J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, Edwards is the power back, Dobbins is the third down running back, and the just regular running back. If we can get J.K. Dobbins to catch the football, he'll be more explosive than one of the. I don't know who is explosive. Who can I relate him to?
Ray Rice. I'm thinking of that play.
Yeah, I've been relating him to Ray Rice. He'll be better than Ray Rice, I think, if we can. He
reminds me of Ray Rice.
He even has the same number.
The same body type. Yeah, same number.
Speaking of third down running backs, Todd Gurley will make his decision. Oh, well, this was wrong. Todd Gurley has been linked to the Ravens, and the Lions and the Chargers most recently. Where do you see him going? The Lions have DeAndre Swift, but they also have Jared Goff. I think he's going to Detroit, but we'll see about the Chargers. Chargers have like so many running backs. Eckler. Eckler. And then like 10 more. I think he's going to Detroit. That's my pick.
Yeah, I could see it happening. I don't see him going to the Ravens. We don't need him.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson is undefeated against NFC opponents. He has 10 wins and 0 losses.
Pretty remarkable.
All right, we're skipping that. Bad pun. We have signed defensive end Chris Smith to a 1-year deal. Okay. I don't know much about him. I just hope that he's good. I guess he's more depth. Running back Gus Edwards is out 10 days with COVID. So is Lamar Jackson. So that now it relies on Tyler Huntley and Trace McSorley. That's going to be troublesome for our team. The first year without, or the first couple weeks without Lamar under center. Lamar Jackson.
I think it's going to hurt. I think it's going to hurt the team just because it's not just him missing chemistry, but the receivers aren't going to be there to catch with him.
True.
It's a different player behind center for the linemen to be blocking for. But I think the Ravens will be able to come together quickly.
I agree. Lamar Jackson is also going to change his number after a Super Bowl win. He is at number 8. Now he is at he's at number 8, and then once he wins the Super Bowl, he'll change his number to number 1. So all the people who bought a Lamar Jackson jersey now have to buy a number 1 jersey,
including myself.
Oh, including Kevin. Oh no, I still it sucks. So that means that what's his name? Patrick Queen could get number 8 if he wants.
Yeah, he could.
All right, we're gonna transition. True. We're gonna transition into NFL news. We kind of talked about this a little bit, but Josh Gordon, that's there. Jets, they have signed Morgan Moses to start at right tackle and Tyler Kroft to start at tight end. The Rams have Andrew Whitworth's final season. He might retire this year. Their right tackle. That's interesting. They're going to have to find a new person to protect Matt Stafford if he does retire. But he's been one of the good tackles in the league for a couple years. Saints. They sign Ryan Ramczyk to a 5-year, $96 million extension. Which is pretty huge, but well worth it. The Saints, before the Richard Sherman scandal, they made contact with him. Don't know about that now. Linebacker Quan Alexander has had interest from Green Bay and Cincinnati. The Saints have also signed cornerback Brian Poole from the Jets. We had him, right?
The name sounds familiar. Not positive, though.
I'm pretty sure we did get him for like a year, and then we got rid of him. The 2005 Heisman Trophy will not be returned to running back Reggie Bush. I don't know why he lost it in the first place, but Cowboys. Mike McCarthy says CeeDee Lamb is like Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb will be talked about later in the podcast. The Cowboys were working on a visit for defensive tackle Geno Atkins. Quarterback Garrett Gilbert will be the backup to Dak Prescott. So now that Prescott's out for a couple days, that means Garrett Gilbert, backup quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. They also signed safety Malik Hooker. The Eagles said it is not a competition for backup quarterback. Joe Flacco will be backing up what's his name? Jalen Hurts over Nick Mullins. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. We'll have to see. The Eagles also signed Steven Nelson on a 1-year deal. The 49ers had a lot of stuff. Not really. Kyle Shanahan wanted quarterback Matthew Stafford on the 49ers before he went to Los Angeles. So that kind of leads me to believe that Garoppolo was already on the chopping block. They already tried to wash him out of the system. But imagine Matt Stafford on the 49ers. I think he'll be better than who do they have that? Garoppolo and Trey Lance. What do you think, Kevin?
Yeah, I think he'd be better than Garoppolo. Trey Lance is just a rookie, so I'd like to see what he is. But he's certainly a different style from Matt Stafford.
Yeah, I think if Matt Stafford is on the 49ers, they're going back to the Super Bowl. I think they're just that good. Nobody saw them last year because they were all hurt. Safety Jimmy Ward with the 49ers. He says, I don't see no tight end on this list that could go over 50 yards on me. So on that list was Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Darren Waller, TJ Hawkinson, Mark Andrew, Kyle Pitts, Dallas Goedert, Noah Fant, Mike Gesicki, and Logan Thomas. Do you think somebody could go over 50 yards on Jimmy Ward out of that list?
I would have to say so, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm agreeing with that. We're going to go on to the next one. The 49ers also plan to sign Richard Sherman before the incident happened. So that's kind of his fault. Jeremy Chin is now being moved to a full-time safety role instead of a linebacker safety hybrid. I think that'll be beneficial to him. Vikings, Everson Griffin expressed interest in returning to Minnesota. Jags, Trevor Lawrence signed a 4-year deal worth $36.8 million. General manager Chris Ballard of the Colts said that he would rather build a roster patiently than pay B players A+ money. I think that was in reference to Julio Jones. What will you do, Kevin? I mean,
I'm never a fan of overspending on money.
So if you were the
NFL.
general manager on the Colts, would you spend big to get Julio Jones, or would you just save your money and re-sign Darius Leonard, Quentin Nelson, Braden Smith, which we'll talk about later?
I would re-sign those guys and not go big on one player.
Yeah,
especially
Chris Ballard is doing a heck of a job over there in Colts. I think that might be my new favorite team. Because I was a Bucks fan before the Bucks won the Super Bowl, so now I gotta get off that bandwagon and pick a new team.
You like the Colts?
Yeah, I think that's my new favorite team.
I love Baltimore. I can't like them for that reason.
Who?
The Colts. Just not kind of Baltimore.
Oh, okay, got you. The Colts also signed offensive tackle Braden Smith to a 4-year contract extension worth $70 million. The Chiefs are linked to Dez Bryant. He might sign with them. Good luck with that. Defensive end Frank Clark charged with up to 3 years in prison for that gun incident. Quarterback Derek Carr trying to recruit Devontae Adams. I think Devontae Adams is staying in Green Bay for now. Cardinals, Chase Edmonds expected to be the starter over James Conner. That's kind of expected. Broncos, Drew Lock had a lug nut come and hit him in his window from a passenger car. Did you hear about that?
What are the chances?
He was driving on the road. Driving on the road, and then all of a sudden, a lug, like what's it called? A lug nut, that you screw in and stuff, and like,
yeah,
it comes flying through his passenger window, and that's what the report says. It was crazy.
It's a tough way to get
into. It is. The Broncos are also most interested in quarterback Deshaun Watson, who reported to camp. The Patriots Patriots wide receiver N'Keal Harry generating interest from Arizona and San Francisco. They also claim quarterback Jake Dolegala off waivers from Green Bay. Falcons defensive end Barkevious Mingo arrested on felony charges. He was since then released. Giants wide receiver Golden Tate gaining interest by New England, Indianapolis, Los Angeles Rams, and Tennessee. They have released wide receiver Kelvin Benjamin after a argument with Joe Judge and the general manager, which I can't remember his name. Steelers signed defensive end Melvin Ingram to a 1-year contract. That's going to be tough for us to face. Dolphins signed linebacker Shaquem Griffin to a 1-year deal. They also signed quarterback Crayvon LeBlanc to a 1-year deal. Cornerback Xavier Howard has officially requested for a trade. Should, because he's really good, I believe. Titans have signed former Patriots defensive end John Simon to a 1-year deal. Bears signed tight end Jesse James. They also traded wide receiver Anthony Miller to Houston for a 7th rounder. Wait, no. They traded Anthony Miller and a 7th rounder to Houston and got a 5th rounder. Also, Jake Butt retires. Washington signs defensive tackle Jonathan Allen on a 4-year extension, or $72 million. The Texans traded a 5th rounder for Anthony Miller and a 7th rounder. They also signed Justin Hardy. And they traded Randall Cobb for a sixth rounder to the Packers. Packers have released quarterback Blake Bortles. They have signed Alan Lazard to a 1-year tender, and they are close to signing offensive tackle Dennis Kelly. Now we're on to Orioles news. I'm going to go...
Are you watching the game right now? We just tied it up.
No, I am not. I probably should be.
We were down 7-5 with Richard Bott pitching, and we just got 2 runs off of it.
Nice. Stevie Wilkerson was DFA'd on June 30th. Should the Orioles trade Cedric Mullins? A panel of former GMs discuss what they do. Later, they say that Cedric is a fluke and should be traded immediately. What do you believe?
I would keep him. I don't think what you'd get in return for him would be too much. And he's already proven himself, so I guess it's possible he's just a 1-year wonder, but he's a big talent, and why would you get rid of him right now? Honestly, he's young. You have control of him for a long time. So why get rid of him for someone who might not work out?
I completely agree. Here is the chart. I don't know if I can zoom in on this. Uh-oh. There we go. Can you see that? No, hold on.
Really? It was really far away.
Yeah,
it might be different, though, because I'm actually in the broadcast.
Yeah, no, I see. All right, well, we don't need to see that. That's fine. Anyway, it pretty much shows that he's better than Aaron Judge in so many different categories. They acquired Kelvin Gutierrez from the Royals, who hasn't done anything. They also acquired Sean Anderson from Texas, and they optioned him to AAA. They designated Connor Wade for assignment. Okay, let's talk about the Orioles draft. Colton Cowser, our first-round pick. Connor Norby, an infielder, our second-round pick. John Rhodes, an outfielder. Dante Williams, outfielder. Reed Trimble, outfielder. Carlos Tavero, pitcher. Colin Burns, infielder. Connor Foloni, catcher. Creed Williams, catcher. Ryan Higgins, infield, which is a sleeper, I believe. Billy Cook, outfielder. Dylan Hyde, pitcher. Justin Armbruster, pitcher. Jacob Tedder, infielder. Daniel Lloyd, pitcher. And Keegan Gillies, pitcher. We had a lot of outfielders in the first rounds. Had some infielders mixed in there. And then a lot of pitchers in the late rounds. You can maybe hit on them like we did John Means. Jahmai Jones is hitting a 299. Has, I think, an on-base percentage of... No. On-base percentage of 404 and a slugging of 526. Why isn't he up in the MLB? Most people ask. Is because Franco is at third. Who's at short? Or Urias, who's doing good. And then, who's at second?
Yeah, and Freddie Galvis when he gets back from injury.
Yeah, Freddie Galvis is getting back. There's just no spot for him, even though he's doing great.
I mean, I feel like
Orioles.
Franco's not long term,
Yeah.
so I could see him getting the boot after this year.
Orioles will
Nothing
listen to trade offers for Trey Mancini. Yardbarker.com. I said this at the beginning of the year. They're gonna trade Mancini. There's no time like the present. What are your thoughts, Kev?
I don't see it happening. I don't see him doing it.
I don't either. They would have already.
You just said you did.
Now. I know. At the beginning of the year, I thought he was going to get traded, but he's not getting traded. So now I'm upset. Or not upset. I mean, I don't know. Orioles relievers are getting interest in the.
Falling it now.
Nice. Orioles are getting interest in the trade market. Not Tanner Fry. Paul Fry, Tanner Scott, Dylan Tate, Cole Sulcer, most notable names. Of course, Trey Mancini in there as well. MLB news. Arizona Diamondbacks lost to the Dodgers 22-1. Had to be, embarrassing.
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing.
How long? Okay. Catcher Yermin Mercedes to step away from baseball indefinitely. Many people are saying that it's because he went back to AAA. Many people are saying because it's LaRusso. Many people are saying that sexual allegations were about to come out. What do you think it is, Kevin? Why do you think he stepped away from baseball?
I think it could be a combination of that. I know that he wasn't in good terms with the manager of the White Sox, but I feel like that seems kind of harsh to step away from the sport when you're just starting. I mean, he hasn't gotten his big day yet or anything, and he's made it all the way here. Stepping away just for not liking a manager, I'm guessing there's a little more to it that I'm not sure what it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Personal stuff would be my guess.
Yeah. Cleveland Guardians. Indians are changing to the Guardians. Your thoughts, Kev? Okay.
Wait, did you ask me something? It glitched.
Oh, sorry. Trying to see. The Yankees placed a lot of people on the COVID list. Took a lot of people out. Traded pitcher Luis Cessa to Cincinnati. They also traded pitcher Justin Wilson to Cincinnati for a player to be named later. They acquired Joey Gallo and Josh Smith from Texas. And they traded Trevor Halver, Glenn Otto, Ezekiel Duran, Everson Pereira, and Randy Vasquez to Texas. Big haul for Joey Gallo. Wilmer Defoe back in the MLB with the Pirates. They Pirates also signed infielder D. Gordon to a minor league deal. They traded Adam Frazier to San Diego for an infielder named Tucipita Marsano, outfielder Jack Suwinski, and pitcher Mitchell Milano. They also traded Clay Holmes to New York for Diego Castillo and Hoy Park. They also traded Tyler Anderson to Seattle for catcher Carter Binns and pitcher Joaquin Tejada. Phillies DFA'd Neftali Feliz. That's pretty much all they've done. Athletics unlikely to pursue Trevor Story. Trevor Rosenthal out for the year with a injury. They acquired pitcher Andrew Chafin from Chicago Cubs. And they traded outfielder Greg Deichmann, pitcher Daniel Palencia. Another trade they did was they acquired outfielder Starling Marte, which is probably one of the biggest names on the trade block, for pitcher Jesus Luzardo. I think that was a bad trade on the Marlins' part, but that's just my 2 cents. Cardinals didn't do anything. Angels signed outfielder Adam Eaton. They also promoted their top prospect, Brandon Marsh. Indians, or Guardians, I should say, signed Wilson Ramos to a minor league deal. White Sox are interested in Trevor Story. They DFA'd Adam Eaton and signed Lance Lynn to a 2-year extension for $38 million. Diamondbacks unlikely to deal Ketel Marte. Diamondbacks traded infielder Eduardo Escobar to the Brewers for a catcher Cooper Hummel, infielder Alberto Alberto Ciprian. The Mets. Okay, here's the biggest story of the whole week, 2 weeks. Hold on. Okay, so somewhere they selected the contract of pitcher Gerard Ecoff, right? That was on July 5th. On July 20th, they designated Gerard Ecoff for assignment. And then he elected free agency. And then he went back to the Mets, and then on July 28th, they DFA'd him again. I just thought he just kept coming back. The Mets are interested in Chris Bryant. Francisco Lindor is on the 10-day IL. They acquired pitcher Rich Hill from Tampa Bay and traded Tommy Hunter and Matt Dreyer. Remember Tommy Hunter?
I'm surprised he's still in the league. He was with us a long time ago.
Starlin Castro placed on administration leave via domestic violence allegations. They are also interested in Chris Bryant. The Brewers are interested in Josh Donaldson, Trevor Story, and Kyle Gibson. They acquired Eduardo Escobar for 2 prospects. The Reds made a lot of moves as well. They acquired Luis Cessa and Jordan Wilson from Yankees for a player being named later. They also acquired Michael Givens from Colorado. We had him for pitcher Case Williams and pitcher Noah Davis. The Rays probably made the biggest trade other than Joey Gallo. They acquired Nelson Cruz from Minnesota for players. I don't remember. And then they traded Rich Hill away. They are also interested in Max Scherzer, Chris Bryant, and Kyle Gibson. The Marlins traded Starling Marte to Oakland for Jesus Luzardo. They also traded Yimi Garcia to Houston for Brian De La Cruz and Austin Pruitt. The Cubs signed Tony Cingrani. Do you remember him? He was a Reds pitcher. The Cubs traded Jock Peterson to Atlanta for Bryce Ball, a prospect. They also traded Andrew Chafin for 2 prospects, which we talked about. Nothing for the Blue Jays. The Braves acquired catcher Stephen Vogt and outfielder Jock Peterson. They optioned pitcher Jay Flaw, we had him, to AAA, and designated Jonathan Lucroy for assignment. Do you remember Jonathan Lucroy? He was like in the NFL, and
usually do.
NL All-Star game. He was like the starter. He was really good that year for some reason, and then he did really bad.
I remember him.
Top prospect for the Padres, C.J. Abrams out for the year with injury. Padres acquired Adam Frazier. Twins traded Nelson Cruz. Mariners traded Kendall Graveman and Rafael Montero to the Astros for Abraham Toro, an infielder, and pitcher Joe Smith from Houston. The Mariners also acquired Tyler Anderson from Pittsburgh for catcher Carter Binns and pitcher Joaquin Tejada.
Love the name.
Yeah. Red Sox didn't do too much, but they promoted Jarren Duran, who hit an inside the park home run recently. The Dodgers signed Neftali Feliz, a minor league deal. Rockies released Matt Adams and recalled infielder Rio Ruiz, which we had. Nothing for the Tigers. They recalled catcher Joey Bart because they placed Buster Posey on the 10-day IL. Another thing I saw was what was his name? I don't remember. Crap. Anyway, it was the Dodgers catcher Will Smith, and then it said since Will Smith has the catcher position locked down in Los Angeles, then they can get rid of one of their good prospects. The Rangers, we already talked about them. All right, that's pretty much it. We're gonna go and do one more thing. We're gonna not talk about fantasy talk this week because we missed a lot, and we're already 1 hour in. So, free agency predictions. We have the top free agents, and I'm going to ask you where you think they're going to go. I actually got what's his name right. I actually predicted that Joey Gallo would go to New York, so I'm proud of that. Washington pitcher Max Scherzer, where do you think he was going to go? Tampa Bay is the only one that has been reported interested.
Yeah, I heard that Tampa Bay had interest in him. I hadn't heard of anyone else, so I'll just go with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is known for having great pitching. They thrive off it. They always seem to be competitive because of it. So they're certainly a contender. I'd say I don't think it's like a definite Tampa Bay thing, but I could definitely see him going there.
Right. I agree because they need a number 2 because Glasnow is not coming back for a while. And when they do get him back, then they're going to need another pitcher to bolster up that bullpen or that starting rotation. I have him going to Boston because they still need a good starter. They might settle for one of these lower players down here, but for now, I have him going to Boston. Next up, Chris Bryant. Tampa Bay and Washington are interested in him, reportedly. Where do you think he's going to go? Where do you think Chris Bryant is going, Kevin?
Could you repeat that? It glitched.
Oh, sorry. Where do you think Chris Bryant is going?
Could you repeat the teams that are interested
Tampa
in
Bay and Washington.
I'd say Tampa Bay would be more likely than Washington, just because Tampa Bay has a much bigger chance in the playoff run than Washington.
Who's their third baseman right now?
Who? Tampa Bay?
Yeah, Tampa Bay.
Their I know that their shortstop is Franco. I honestly don't know who their third baseman is. I'm sure I would recognize
Joey
him
Wendell
if I saw it, but I don't.
It's either him or Brandon Lau.
I think Lowe is second base maybe.
Yeah. Yep, Joey Wendell.
Well, I don't see the
they really do need an upgrade
Cubs
there.
necessarily trading Chris Bryant though, because they're still in it themselves.
True. Craig Kimbrell. Where do you think he's going? No teams reportedly interested.
Which teams are the reported interested again?
None of them. That I saw, at least. So, where do you think he's going to go?
So, basically just a team that needs a bullpen?
Correct. That needs a closer.
Craig Kimbrell struggled last year. I know that, but I guess he got back on his feet.
Yeah, he's doing really good this year.
Currently?
Cubs.
Is he still in the Cubs? Yeah, that's what I thought. Again, I don't know why the Cubs would get rid of people because they're in the playoff run right now.
True.
If I had to pick a team, I could possibly say the Red Sox. I know that they have a closer in Matt Barnes, but besides him, I don't really know of too many great relievers on their team.
Yeah, I had him going to Detroit because they need a lot. But I don't know if he's going to want to stay there. We're going to skip a few. We're going to go to Trevor Story, Milwaukee, New York, and White Sox. They're most reported.
Which name is this again? I know this is getting repetitive, but I don't know
which
one of our Wi-Fi it is, but Trevor Story. Yep. I could see him going to the Yankees, honestly.
That's where I have him going.
The Yankees like big name products, and he's that.
Move Glaber over to second. Who's that third for the Yankees?
I think it's Gio Urshela.
Yeah, you don't want to move him. Never mind. Because Rugi's doing really good. So if you keep Rugi at second, just take Torres out of the lineup. That's an even better team. Kyle Gibson for the Rangers. Tampa Bay and Milwaukee are interested.
I mean, I could see him going to either. Both teams are certainly competitors and making runs this year. They're both playoff contenders. So I'll just say Tampa Bay, but I could see either one being interested.
Yeah, I have Tampa Bay as well. Last one. Trey Mancini, if he does get traded, where do you see him going?
The Baltimore Orioles.
I don't. No. Pick a team, Kev. Pick a team.
I just see him getting traded.
I saw a report that said
I don't see it happening.
If Trey Mancini or if the Orioles are listening to the calls on Trey Mancini, should the Red Sox pick him up?
I certainly hope we don't trade him to someone in our division, especially anyone. I don't hate Tampa, but I certainly hope we don't trade him to someone in our division.
What about the Blue Jays?
I'm not a Blue Jays fan at all.
Tampa's okay.
Yeah, it's the only team in the division besides the Orioles, so I'm obviously a big fan
So
of who.
it goes Yankees, Red Sox, Blue Jays, Rays, Orioles, pretty much.
Yeah, except
Orioles,
reverse.
Rays, Blue Jays,
Yeah,
Red Sox, Yankees.
I would agree with the order.
Where does Trey Mancini go?
You're not gonna let me pick my Oriole answer. Trying to think of teams that could go on a run that would need outfielders.
True. Or first baseman.
That's true. He could play first base.
I
He could
think
also
he
be
wants
a
to play.
DH.
True.
Are there any specific teams listed right now?
No.
That are
I had him going
interested
to Colorado, but they're not a contender.
I don't think that because he's older. I don't think you're gonna get too much out of him, and he's just a good player, great locker room guy, great person. I
think it would be fitting. I think the Orioles want what's best for Trey Mancini, and I think that's if he gets traded. I think
we just hit a walk-off walk, by the way.
What? Okay. With that, we're gonna end the podcast. We're gonna end the podcast here. It's a long one, but we've been gone for a couple weeks. Thank you, Kevin, for sticking through it. I'm gonna try to make this more fun somehow. Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. So, thanks guys for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.